And a pleasant greeting to everyone and welcome back to our venture in the visual novel If My Art Had Wings, Flight Diary, currently on the chapters of Hotaru Himegi and her interactions with the Soaring Club, especially Alvie. To which it looks like there may be a bit of romantic affections blooming between Alvie and Hotaru in this particular chapter. Now, ultimately, I'd say this is some type of fan fascination or something like that, some type of imaginary factor, because I don't think Alvie went through all of the girls in the dating and whatnot. It's probably just something as a means of speculation for those who may have had some shipping thoughts in relation to Alvie with the other characters. Which, I mean, I can understand, but at the same time, it's like, come on, guys. But still, we are still hashtag protect Hotaru and her innocence. So if you are a protect Hotaru enthusiast and advocate, then type in the comments hashtag protect Hotaru. So with that, last episode, of course, Hotaru and Alvie spent a nice little time together, to which they were at the shopping district, and Alvie said that Hotaru could go anywhere she wanted except for Flags, because it was a very expensive restaurant, and she chose just to sit at the bench with him and just cuddle up next to him. Now, if that's not a keeper, I don't know what is. I mean, at the same time, that's just me. I'm a simple guy. So, I'm just simple. But anyways, a few days had passed. And let's find out what happened in those few days. Here we go. A few days later. Morning, huh? I got up and checked on my leg. The doctor had said that it was nothing serious enough to need treatment, at least. The pain was still there, but it came and went.
Ohayo, honey.
Yeah, wait just a sec. I'm gonna get dressed. Morning. She nodded and greeted me with a smile. I smiled too. It felt good to have Hotaru here. I was full of energy now.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Hotaru had really made an effort to change. It may have been thanks to that morning when she ate breakfast with all the other dorm residents. She helped wake everyone up and get them ready. And when we left for school, she seemed really together. At school, Hotaru still didn't speak much. But she was much more comfortable hanging out with everyone and joining in the conversations. She hadn't forgotten her self-appointed role as my helper and did everything in her power to make things easy on my leg. Okay, I'll see you later. Hotaru had even earned Kotori's approval. That in itself was no small accomplishment. Then came the day of the big storm. It wasn't actually a typhoon, but it sure felt like one.
Yeah.
Hey, Amane, what's happening? First, I saw Amane for the first time in a while. Tatsuya arrived more or less at the same time.
そこでアマネを見かけて声かけたんだが気づかずに歩いていたんで追いかけてついな。
Then Akari showed up to get some documents Kaneko had been meaning to submit for a while. Naturally, Akari brought Matsusugu with her.
いいことを思いついた。みんなでご飯を食べよう。
Yeah, that's one thing that Amane definitely remembers is food.
いや、女子寮だし遠慮するよ。
Oh, wow.
俺もここはちょいとな。
まあまあせっかくだしその方が楽しいじゃないか。そもそもそれを言うなら葵くんはどうなる？
Hey, I'm good with it. So I ended up playing host to a whole crowd of people. Yeah!
急いで。
The kitchen had become a battleground as we struggled to make enough for everyone. Even with Aga and Hotaru moving fast enough to become little more than blurs, I could see we were going to have trouble. I wished I could help them, but I didn't want to agitate my leg. All I could do was watch. This sucked. I couldn't help but wonder if there was something I could do.
無理しないで。青兄はお客様の相手。
But I...
お客様をもてなすのがホストの役目。そうそう。せっかく天音先輩たち来てるんだし、ここは任せてあっち行ってなよ。
Technically, you're my guest too. I feel bad for making you work while I just sit around.
私たちはもうここの住人みたいなもんだし。青兄は無茶しちゃダメ。
Right, I know. Reluctantly, I left the kitchen to join the others.
ふーん。
What now?
ある程度話は聞いていたけど、本当にホタルがな。
だよな。ホタルが自分の意思で何かやってるなんて初めて見たかも。
Don't get any weird ideas. But yeah, she's doing really great. She's changed a lot lately.
そうみたいだな。
あんなに可愛かったっけ？
Maybe I'll ask Akari what she thinks.
待ってお願い待って。
お前は変わらないな。安心するけど。
Yeah, isn't it?
葵もあんちゃんもひどい。
Time flies when you're having fun. Dinner was over before I knew it, and everyone went back to their own rooms. Eventually, Aga had left too.
疲れた。
Same. Wait, what are you doing here?
青兄のお世話。
No need to go that far. You must be very, very tired. Go change out of your uniform and take a break.
ダメ。足痛いのひどくなったでしょ。
Okay, Hotaru, let me give you some tips right here because let me tell you something. I'm doing this myself with a family member of taking care of them until I can get them into a place of the proper health. Make sure that your health remains intact because if your health does not remain intact, you will not be able to help someone else. So make sure your health is properly intact as well. Don't make the same mistakes that other people did. All right, because I almost made that mistake. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't overexert yourself. You noticed, huh? I'd ended up pitching in the kitchen when things were at their busiest. Sure enough, it had set off the pain in my leg. So much for taking it easy. I should have known better.
足出して。
Sure. No use fighting it. I put out my leg for Hotaru to massage. She was getting better at this. Part of it was knowing where the pain was, but her technique and her awareness of my limits had improved too. Yeah, that feels good. Can you keep that up? She worked and kneaded at my leg.
痛い？
No, that's just right. You can't be too gentle or it won't work.
しょ。しょ。
The pain came and went again and again, but it wasn't so bad. Now that my legs didn't have to support the weight of my body, it felt like the pain was gradually getting shaved down, covering a smaller and smaller area. Don't feel like you have to keep this up for too long. You need to get some rest yourself.
大丈夫。
Is that so? There wasn't much I could say to persuade her when she got this serious. I sat back for a while longer. The only sound in the room of that was Hotaru's ragged breathing. You know, Masa and Tatsuya said this today too. But you've changed a lot since we were kids. Especially in the last few days. It's really impressive.
本当？
I sure do.
魅力的？
Of course.
だったらそれ全部青兄のおかげ。
Hey, I can't take all the credit. I just gave you a push in the right direction. It's like when you water plants to get flowers. The water helps, but the potential to grow is in the plant the whole time. You always had it in you to grow like this. Take some pride in that. That said, I think you were plenty charming the way you were too. Not that I'm wishing you didn't make an effort to change or anything. How do I put this? I think you're cute now, and you always have been too. You've really grown up, and it's surprising how different you are now.
昔じゃない。じゃあ、今は？
Hotaru's hands came to a stop. She looked me dead in the eye. My heart started to pound. Like, you're a lot prettier now. Can't just go around patting your head all the time anymore. Her smile vanished.
それはいい。というか、して。やめちゃダメ。
Faced with that passionate gaze, I wasn't sure how to react. Well, if you're sure. We took a break from the massage session. I reached out my hand to Hotaru's head. I realized it'd be awkward to stay in my current posture and tried to lean forward a little. The knee Hotaru had been massaging came forward with me, and then... Something soft pressed against me. Oh, great. Sorry. I quickly pulled my leg away. My arm started windmilling around as I tried to regain my balance and not fall backwards. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh. Hotaru reached out and grabbed my arm and helped me steady myself. Then we just kind of looked at each other.
青兄。
Hotaru's eyes were glistening with moisture. Her hand was slightly sweaty and just as warm as the intense gaze she turned on me. Yeah?
昔からずっと青兄のこと。だから引っ越しの時、あと真っ暗になって。
Oh my. I could see tears forming in the corners of her eyes. Her voice was shaking, like she was having trouble forcing the words out.
私怖くって青兄がまたいなくなっちゃうんじゃないかって。
Uh-huh. Now it's starting to make sense. What? Like I'd have to go to the hospital or do a rehab program or something? Hotaru nodded vigorously.
だから怖くって少しでもお手伝いしようって。でもそしたら毎日青兄といたら。
Nice? I gulped. I just knew I was blushing now. And I was so warm, you could fry an egg on my forehead.
青兄が世界で一番大切な人になっちゃった。
Yeah. Overwhelmed by what she'd said, Hotaru started to freak out and fell forward. Whoa, careful! I caught her in my arms. She was still conscious, but she was acting all spacey, like she might collapse again any moment.
青兄
Her voice sounded fine, though. Yeah,
青兄のそばにいたいです
well, there's the confession.
彼女さんとか恋人とか他にそういう人がいるなら仕方ありません邪魔するつもりもありませんすごく辛いけどでもそれでもそばにずっといていいですか
Oh, right. It all made sense now. Hotaru had always been focused on me. Not Tatsuya, not Matsusugu, but me. It's not like I hadn't noticed, but I always thought she just looked up to me as a big brother figure. And I thought of her like a little sister. Or at least, I assumed this was how it would feel to have a younger sister. But I'd been wrong. Hotaru's feelings toward me weren't purely platonic at all. There was something different, and quite possibly stronger. Hence why she went so far as to move in with me the moment I got hurt. For a girl who was usually so shy and retiring, that must have taken an incredible amount of courage. That was just how much Hotaru cared about me, I guess. Here I'd been, living under the same roof with her, and I'd only just noticed. But I knew how she felt now. She didn't see me as a brother. She liked me in a different way. And what about me? How did I feel about her? Did I feel bad, knowing she felt that way about me? No. Did I want her to stop feeling that way? No. Did I still think of her as a sister? Nope. I wasn't sure exactly when things had changed. Maybe it was while she was massaging my leg that I started thinking about how much she'd changed. Maybe it was when her face was so close to mine and I started noticing how elegant her features were. Or maybe it was when I first came back to this town and met her at her family's store. Hotaru. Maybe she wasn't a sporty, talkative kind of girl. Chatting and having a good time with others didn't come naturally to her. But I always enjoyed the time I spent with her. Even when the conversation got a little stilted, it was fun just being around her. Like that time on the bench. We didn't need words. It might have looked boring to other people, but for me it was a nice, simple memory. It was peaceful. When I was with Hotaru, I could relax. And knowing now how she felt about me, that she had this much passion inside her, it made me really happy. And I wanted to do my best to live up to her feelings, no longer as a brother-like figure, but as a man. I cradled Hotaru's cheek in the palm of my hand.
青兄
Yeah, you can stay by my side. Or, actually, it's more like, I want to be with you too. Let's do it. Let's stay together. You and me, forever. Or as much as we can, at least. You sure you're fine with me?
はい
Hotaru's eyes were wide open now, unleashing all the tears she'd been holding back. I couldn't just watch and let her slump to the floor. I brought my face close to hers and licked her cheek. Aoi, what are you doing, bruh? She jerked back in surprise, but the next moment she reached out and put her hand on mine. Our lips tenderly came together again and again. Hotaru wrapped her arms around me and hugged me tight. I felt shivers of pleasure going all the way around my back where she touched me. Something in me snapped. I could not hold myself back. I returned the hug, holding her close as our lips continued to meet, sharing kiss after kiss. I bathed in the warmth from her slender body, luxuriating in the smell of her shampoo. It was like a lid had been thrown off, letting all of this searing hot emotion roam free. This was real. I had Hotaru nestled right here in my arms. She seemed to pick up on my feelings, tightening her hold on me. There's only one problem with this. There's no type of actual pick of arms wrapped around or anything like that. But okay, let me stop. All right, I'll continue. Now this was a massage. I hugged her back. Our bodies pressed together. I could feel her chest against mine. Our lips layered over one another again and again. When we came apart, Hotaru's eyes were drooping, as if she were about to pass out, but her breathing was fast and shallow. I probably looked the same. Hotaru. We briefly gasped each other's name before kissing again.
さっき言ってたの本当？
And let's find out if he actually did really mean what he said on the next episode. I know some of y'all probably seriously hate me right now. I'm pretty sure even Hotaru hates me for even pausing this. But hey, gotta make sure you don't make this episode too long. Plus, I'm pretty sure you two could use a break at least through this session. So with that, I want to thank everyone for watching this video this time around. If you like what you saw and you still believe in the hashtag Protect Hotaru, then leave a like and leave in the comments hashtag Protect Hotaru. And if you'd like to see more and you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing. And until next time, happy mixing, everyone.